Hello. Test. Wait, hold on. What's going on here? Test. Hello. Hello. Oh no, OBS don't crash. Alright, we're good. We're good. We're safe. Phone is charging. It is warm. I am melting in the sun. And yeah, that's just how it is. There's a couple of things I need to do. First of all, let me set up my stream deck so that it would mark certain. Let's set up like a marker, stream marker. OBS Studio. Where's my marker? Oh no, where is it? Chapter marker. Wait, is this correct? No, this is not correct. Create stream marker. This is the one. Okay. Hello, stream mogger. What is what is a? Who am I mogging? Meant to put exclamation mark. Wait, I'm confused. I think I'm confused. Hello, EB. I see the lurk. Wait, let me see that. Is that one of your emotes? Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. I accidentally pinned the comment. Unpin. Unpin. There we go. Yeah. EB jump scare. Cute. Right now we're just vibing. The phone should be finished charging in like 10 more minutes. Don't know how long we'll be here. It's like 1 a.m. for me. Oh no, don't worry. If you need to go to bed, please go to bed. Wouldn't want you to stay up and prioritize your health first, kind of deal. I don't know how I'm feeling today because it's omega hot. Like, let me get the temperature. Temperature. It's 32 degrees Celsius. Celsius to Fahrenheit. It's 90 Fahrenheit. What's the humidity? Oh, I don't even need to check that. The humidity is always 80%. Humidity. Oh, humidity is 60% today. It's not so bad. But yeah, our range is like 50% to like 80%, I think. Yeah, the humidity can get a little crazy. Yeah, well, we got a bit of a global heat wave going on right now, which is kind of insane. But I think humidity, dry heat where I'm at. Oh yeah, at least in dry heat, your sweat evaporates. In like high humidity heat, your sweat doesn't really evaporate. It just kind of sticks to you. Yeah, and I was doing a bit of house cleaning today, so uh it is very warm. I considered going outside, but I was like, gosh, no, like the sun will just laser me and I would become ditch. It's finally out of the hundreds this next week. Oh my goodness. That's insane. I don't know. I ever since I was young, I always wanted to. Do I sunburn? Yeah, I sunburn really easily. My skin is quite fair, so I do sunburn. I tan easily as well. Um, yeah, that's about it. There was a time where I went to, but I like untan very easily as well also. So there's that. Like I got super tan. I was doing like a mission trip in Batam, which is in Indonesia, I think. And I went to like I was on the fishing village for like 2 weeks, and then when I came back, my skin was like straight up peeling. Like it was very bad sunburn, and but it was alright. Like it became alright after like half a week. Yeah, it just returned back to normal. But I wouldn't push it. I I have been educated on the importance of sunblock uh by my friends, so I'm very grateful for that. I only had a bad sunburn once in my entire life. Ooh. Yeah, I've gone sunburn quite a few times. Uh especially on beach trips. Like it's it can get quite bad. Or like there was one time where I was taking a really long bus ride and the sun was I was facing the sun, like my window was facing the sun. So I got tan on like half of my face and that was really funny. Uh but yeah, it wasn't a very noticeable one, but like one half of my face was like clearly darker than the other. But I met up with my friends after that. They were like, "Oh, you sat next to the window." I was like, "How do you know?" 30 FPS prevents skin cancer and 70 FPS helps for the aging stuff. Let me see. I use 50. Mine, the one that I use is 50. I always use 50. I don't use less than that. I didn't even know there's a 70 SPF, to be honest. I thought 50 was the max. What is the max FPS? SPF. What is max FPS? SPF. 100. Wow. Fun fact, we actually put sunblock in our perfumes, but it's to protect the perfume. Uh I think what is the sunblock in perfume? I forgot the name of the molecule. Uh no, this is not it. Let me check. Okay, let me just pull up my browser so that you guys have something to see. I'm just gonna hide in the corner. I've got 10% off. Wow. Thank you. Didn't know that. Recently found out that over-the-counter sunblocks about 80% of chemicals that enter your bloodstream, at least in the US. Wow, that's insane. Um, I think most of sunblock is like titanium. Uh, titanium block. That's yeah, titanium dioxide. This is supposedly like the best like ingredient for sunblock. Oh, look, it's CeraVe. Yeah, these guys do really good products. These are like no nonsense, no marketing, standard, medical looking. Let me see. Let me show you best sellers. Yeah, my sunblock isn't from them, but I use their face cleanser. I think I use this one, the foaming one. Sunblock. Solguard. BHT. BHT, and we have octosalicylate. Yeah, it's a fixature. It's a fixature, and yeah, but it's not strong enough to protect us. It's strong enough to protect the molecules inside of perfumes. Do you use their acne products? I don't actually have acne issues. I am very fortunate to have uh I'm very fortunate to have a decent complexion, so I don't actually have yeah, I don't actually have acne. Never really struggled with it. So I'm very lucky. Issue back They had an issue a while back with a chemical called benzoyl peroxide. That's familiar. Benzoyl peroxide. Oh. Yeah, this is like the medical stuff, I remember. I think. Sports treatment 5%. This is like acid, isn't it? This is very acidic. Acidic. Breaks down in contact with skin. History. Polymerization. Jeez. What causes this side effect? Is it sensitivity? Sensitivity, safety, toxicity. Carcinogenic? It is fine. In the sun, it's not. Wait, above 50 degrees Celsius. You're never gonna be in a place that's above 50 degrees Celsius. But skin irritation for sure. Like, look, like it's got an 80% chance of irritating your skin. Forms benzene that is a known carcinogen. Yes, it is. Over here. Yeah, but it seems like they've ruled that it's okay. I'll get good, my skin good over here probably because all products have chemicals over here. I would recommend where were we? I recommend CeraVe. I think CeraVe sells and ships to most places in the US. And but it's pricey. Like it's a bit on the pricey side. It's not as pricey as some of the boutique stuff, but I would say it's fairly priced in for its quality. It's really good in general. But of course, go to their website, take a look at their read their stuff, and then like because they have like a lot of products, like you have to kind of figure out which one is best for you. Like a few years ago, it was really hard to get them here in Asia, but now you can see these at like the pharmacies. Okay, let me grab my phone. Yeah, it's oh my goodness, it's so warm. I'll be sweating. Use Neutrogena for sunscreen. A different skincare product thingy. Yeah, I don't really like Neutrogena. I find that their cleansers, especially for guys, their cleansers are very they make your skin very dry. That's how I feel for like most cleansers that are marketed towards guys, is that they kind of really strip your face of like all the oils. I think it's because majority of guys get uh issues with acne, so they just, you know, cover their bases and go a bit overboard. That's just my theory. Come on, VTube Studio. Let's go. It's time to wake up. Hello. Okay, now for vBridger. Connect. Pencil makes a bit too dry. La Roche-Posay. Triple moisturizer to like trap it in. Oh yeah. La Roche-Posay is nice, but I would say it's a bit pricey. I'm not gonna call them overpriced, but I think it's on the pricey side. For sure. But they're good. I used to use their stuff back when like I had a discount for like their products. Back when I worked in a departmental store. But yeah. Since I'm here, let's just check out FreightWorks for a little bit. I haven't bought new materials in a while. I still have to go and take inventory, which I am honestly I'm kind of I'm really procrastinating, but I have to get to it. Hey, we Denolite now. That's nice. I love Denolite. This is a must. How did I learn perfume making? A lot of reading. So, shucks, where is it? So, like, a good primer is Roger Dove book. This book is a very good primer, The Essence of Perfume. Oh, no, do not open. Okay. Give me a sec. Let me take out the text as well while I'm at it. Roger Dove book. I'm just gonna go to images. Yeah, there's a guy here. This is him. His name is Rojadov. I'm blocking his face right now. 1 second. This is Rojadov. He is quite an eccentric fellow. Another picture of him. Quite a cool guy though. Very nice guy from what I've heard. He wrote a book called The Essence of Perfume. This one. This won't teach you anything. As in like in terms of like a technical skill, it won't really teach you anything, but it will introduce you to like all the different aspects of the industry. And then after that, there's a huge textbook that's like omega expensive. Hold on. Perfume molecule textbook. Scent and chemistry. I think it is it. Is it this one? No, it looks a bit. I remember it being like ridiculously priced. But there's a lot of textbooks you can buy. Yeah. So for me, that's how I learned. I learned everything by like a self-learn. Yeah, kind of like a self-learn kind of deal. Scent and chemistry is probably the most. Yeah, so this is the one, but I don't want the Amazon one. Scent and chemistry. Hello, Jay. How goes? Hope you're having a nice weekend. It should be morning for you. Hope you're having a nice morning. Good morning. This one here, yeah. Yeah, the ebook starts at like $100 for me. I think this is USD. This is it. This is the one of the textbooks that a lot of people recommend. There was another one that's like $300. The library actually has it. My local library actually has it, but they don't allow you to bring it home. You have to read it at the library. Yeah. You can make photocopies of like I'll take pictures, but you can't take the book. But yeah, there's a lot of reading when you're learning it by yourself. There's probably, even if you learn through like official channels, like if you go to France, they'll probably make you read a lot of stuff as well. But at least like over there, you have people to guide you. When you're self-learning, it's a lot harder. Hanatoro, hello. Hanatoro, how goes? Evening, Blubby. Hello. Evening. Hello. Yeah. Thank you for the hydrate, hug, stretch, and the whole care package. I'm gonna refill my water bottle. But yeah, that is me with the perfume stuff. Personally, I don't. There's also like, but some of these books are a lot more chemistry focused. How do you get the perfume making versus other stuff? Like, as in, as compared to like other hobbies or like professions. I got into perfume making because that's my main job is to like sell perfumes. I work for a company that sells perfumes. That's my main job, so I decided to start making them since I was working in the industry for like 7 years as a sales rep. Not really sales rep, like I did a lot of different things while I was working. I am still working for that company, so yeah, there's that. What else? I'm actually also like my second job is actually audio. I learned that in high school actually, and that was very helpful. When I dropped out of college, I did that as like a part-time. I still do it as a part-time. So some weekends I'm actually doing audio setups for live events. That's my specialty. I got into tarot card reading on a whim when I was like for about 2 years, shortly after college. Yeah, audio is a really good skill to have. It helps you when, especially if you're like doing like stream stuff. It helps you on like understanding like uh yeah, if you ever like struggle or if you ever want to learn about audio, there's like one thing that you need to know, and that is let me see if I can find it. Signal chain. Signal chain. See if I can find a good diagram. Signal chain live sound. I mean, this is like the signal chain for let me see if I can get good visuals. I think this works. So like if you can understand this logic system, then you can understand live sound or any sound in general. Generally, sound is source. It's like OBS also. Sound is source. Usually there's interface. Source. So this is analog source because it's an analog mic. It uses physical parts to generate the signal, and then you send it to digital, which then can be sent to your mixer or your computer. So it's like there's a couple of things you need to know is analog versus digital, and also uh analog versus digital, and just generally how the signal flows. So usually you see your source goes from, where does your source go into? Where's the end result? So microphone goes into computer, which in this case also goes to hard drive, but that's usually not the case. And then where is your out, right? What goes out? So this goes in, keyboard goes in, what goes out is monitor, headphones, and monitor loudspeakers, or in this case, if you're live streaming, then your computer would then go to OBS, and then OBS would go to Twitch. Yeah. Audio is it's a bit, I think we overcomplicate audio. Generally all you need to know is source, input and output. If you can understand input output and generally how a signal chain works, you are good to go. Yeah, but there's a lot of tutorials, especially around streaming. They'll just straight up tell you what to do, and then you don't really need to understand how it works. You just kind of, they kind of just feed you, which is good. I think it's good. It's very helpful when you have the option to just copy someone else, because not everyone has the time to go and learn these things. So I understand. Goes well. My friend got married today. Well, that's really interesting because I was setting up like a time to meet with an online friend, and the last time we got cancelled because we had to cancel our appointment because he had to go for a wedding, and then yesterday his parents had to go for a wedding, and then today your friend got married. So that's very interesting. It's a coincidence. But I think that's about it. There's nothing really else I can. I mean, if you want, I think if enough people are interested, I would do like a live sound lecture. I think I have enough knowledge to do that. Um, yeah, because I mean, like look at this, right? This is really solid. Like, if anyone wants to understand audio a bit better, this is it. The link is in the chat. Um, yeah, but like a masterclass for like why do we do things a certain way? Why is it important? Why do things not work? The number one thing, at least for live sound, like okay, so someone in the studio, someone who works audio in the studio would have a very different like perspective from me because for live sound, we have a time, right? Like let's say the wedding starts at 10 a.m. and everything has to be ready at 10 a.m. because whether or not you're ready, the wedding's gonna start. So if there's like literally no sound, uh, it will happen anyway. So it is our job to like make sure that it happens anyway. The event happens anyway because our job is literally to make sure that the equipment works. It's not really to make it sound good. We just need to make sure the equipment works. Of course, like if you're talking about live shows, uh, like concerts, then of course, those are a different class as well, like a subclass, I guess. Yeah, but I'm kind of like a generalist role. If you want things to be recorded, I can do it. If you want things to sound good, I can do it. But my main job is to make sure that everything works to the best it can, and also to accommodate like requests. But this particular article is actually really good. I wish I had this when I was learning in school. Actually, this looks a lot like my school's notes. They probably lifted it. As in, my school probably lifted it. Yeah. You don't need to know all of this. You can just skim through like most of it. But it's a good read. Yeah, it even goes into like, digital audio workstations, right? Which technically I guess you could call OBS a digital audio workstation. They definitely lifted it. It wouldn't be a first time a school done that. Yeah. Any expensive equipment to sound good? No, you don't need expensive equipment to sound good. You don't. Expensive equipment. Okay, so in general for life, this is like a life thing as well. Uh, expensive equipment doesn't make you do anything better. It just makes you feel better. Most of the time, unless you really know what you're doing, then expensive equipment will really help you. But if you're like just getting started, expensive equipment will give you confidence. Like, I'm not gonna lie, but in terms of actually in- improving the quality, like the most it can do is make you feel good. That your wallet don't feel good. Yeah. So like for me, right, best example. Okay, since I've got the screen, I just realized that I wasn't sharing the screen, but it's okay. I will show you this. Uh, where is it? Be Fine. Be Fine has been taking off recently. I have been shilling their products for years. I've never actually owned one, but I have had a lot of friends buy them. Uh, don't ever buy into these like limited time sales. There's usually everything's always on sale all the time. This price isn't real anymore. No, they even have a check it out. They even have a Go XLR ripoff. It's AliExpress. This is a Chinese company. I mean, straight out the gate, just so you know. You have some of like the really fancy mics. Yeah, this is it. Uh, they still haven't caught up to like some of the big, large companies, but they are pretty solid. So what the thing I wanted to show you is this K669. Uh, condenser or dynamic, preferably dynamic. A USB. There we go. Found it. Getting started right out of the box. So if you get like any of these, literally anything that has a USB input, uh, anything that has a USB input is good. Is very good because, and like it's very affordable, $59. For example, but at the same time, like let's say you don't really want to, let's say you want to be a bit more fancy. There's another one that I recommend actually, which is like if you're familiar with Yomi Quinley, uh she sounds really good on stream. SM58. She uses SM58, and I didn't expect that because this nobody recommends this. Nobody recommends this as like your first mic. Um and there's no real reason behind it. It just doesn't do anything special. It does everything well. I would say the best thing about the SM58 is that it's almost virtually indestructible. In the live sound world, we all know that this mic is the mic that will survive anything. So if there are people that tend to drop mics and damage equipment, we will just give them this. Yeah, and it's not really marketed as a streamer product. It isn't. It isn't a streamer product. It's not a podcast mic, but can it make you sound good? For sure. The reason why people recommend the SM7B, SM7, yeah, the SM7, is it SM7 or SM6? Shucks, I can't remember anymore. SM6, 5? 5? SM5? Am I losing my mind? I think it's SM6 or SM7. But yeah, this is the one, right? Like it's shaped like this. It's shaped like this, and people say, get it. I think you don't need it. But I will tell you why people get it, especially like a lot. This is very popular among like female streamers. And the reason why is because audio can get really finicky when you have a higher pitched voice. You can fix it. You can fix everything in OBS using filters, so don't worry about it. But this mic will help a little bit in the sense of it can help your voice sound a little bit more rounded because this mic sounds a bit more low in general. So if you have this is popular amongst like both masculine and feminine voices, because if you have a masculine voice, it will make you sound even deeper. If you have a feminine voice, it will round out the sound of your voice and you won't sound so shrill. So this is recommended to everyone, but look at this price. It is like 5 times more than the SM. It's more than 5 times than the SM58. And the SM58 has a very neutral sound profile. It Your voice would sound exactly how it sounds, or roughly how it sounds IRL. And I think that's actually a really good thing on its own. So that no one gets like jump scared when they actually when you like, I don't know, some of my online friends, I meet a lot of my online friends eventually. It may take like decade, but like yeah, I've met some of my online friends, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you sound exactly as is." Because I don't really play with the, I don't really play. I just try to make my voice sound as is when I do things. But yeah, it's very expensive. This is a very fancy mic. Everyone loves this mic, but it's way too expensive and it's very overpriced. For this price, I would go and get like a Neumann. But the problem is that not everyone knows how to use like condensers. Oh, hello. Hello, Bushido Bangalore. Hi, how goes? Hello, Sticks and Shelly. Hello, how goes? Thank you for the sub, Bushido Bangalore. Sub for 7 months. I think I've been around for 7 months. Or at least I've been affiliated for 7 months. Yeah, that tracks. Because like, I started streaming and like, let me go to Twitch tracker. Boop. Twitch tracker, blobbydroop.com/blobbydroop. Enjoy your emotes, Bushido Bangalore. Omega Ultima, redeem throw many, and my mix it up is logged out. I'm sorry. I will trigger it for you in a bit. Sorry about that, Mega. Yeah, I had to route the throwing system through I had to route it through Mix It Up because like I think a month ago Twitch changed the API and then broke everything. And I'm not sure if it's fixed yet. So I'm still routing it through Mix It Up. 7 months in a row, whoa. Yeah. Much appreciation. Where's the throw many? There it is. Wait, why didn't it show? Huh? Yo. Everything is breaking. I see your message. Can you touch on what mixers do? Yeah, sure. Definitely. I will do that in a second. Let me just fix the IGS real quick. Why is my resolution so weird? I'm just gonna leave it as is. I'm not gonna touch it. How do I get it to work? The API is on, manual hotkeys, manual throw. Oh, this is the wrong keyboard. Okay. So I learned something new. I think the overlay screen needs to be... Huh. Cool background. Thank you, Stixon. I think majority of like Shoost backgrounds are made by like the same studio on Booth. I'm gonna be real. There's this one studio called K Studio. They do such a good job. Okay, let me throw the overlay scene here and then see if anything changes. Why is it invisible? Oh, I know why. Huh, how do I fix this? Okay, whatever, I'm gonna keep the overlay there anyway. Huh. Because this thing is outputting to VTube Studio. Virtual webcam enabled? No. Enable Spot 2, yes. Okay. Please bear with me while we sort some things out. What's the problem? I'm running VTube Studio through Shoost, and I believe that is messing with the Twitch showing system. I think it works now. Nope, it doesn't work. Okay, there's a bit of a band-aid solution I think I have, which I'm just gonna paste it here. Oh wait, no. Okay, I fixed it. Oh boy. Let's turn the BGM off. Hello, I'm back. And it works. Yeah. Let's see here. You briefly touched on mixers. What do they do? What are mixers instead needed for if a correction can be made in OBS? You are right, actually. You don't have to which is why this is why a lot of audio interfaces are actually not mixers. A lot of things like let me show you. Stream starter pack, I guess. If I can just look for one and just look at images. Or should I just pull out the pen and write? Oh dear. Yeah, sure. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna write it down. Okay. My pen. Appreciate the masterclass regardless. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Alright, let me just boot up Krita. 25 years of Krita. Wow. Okay, new. Okay, here we go. Right, we got this. So let me just fix my pen. Size small. Okay. So usually we have a microphone, right? I'm just gonna write it down. So we have a microphone. So the microphone, eventually you want it to go into stream, right? But there's a lot of things here. So if we go into here, right? If you zoom in, it will look like microphone, go into audio interface, AUI, goes into PC, goes into OBS, goes into stream. So if it's understandable, so this makes sense for now, right? What is an audio interface? I will get into that soon. So this is for XLR mics, right? It's for XLR microphones. You need an audio interface for XLR microphones. So you can just fix everything in OBS, which is correct. OBS actually has a lot of fixes, but there are also some drawbacks. So for example, audio XLR, yeah, that's what I put it over here. So you can fix everything in OBS, which is correct. What you could do, sometimes audio interfaces, so let's expand on this. Sometimes audio interfaces are actually mixers, right? So you have a mixer. You have like your sound pads here. You could fix it here, but we don't recommend it. Oh, that a toasty, how goes? Thank you for the stretch. I'm stretching. So yeah, you could fix it here. But over here generally is for other things that, like for example, if you have an OBS output, if you're monitoring, you could either your PC into headphones. I'm gonna draw a little fella here with headphones. So you go into headphones, right? Or your OBS into headphones. So it's for controlling things that are not the stream. OBS is for controlling the stream only, because it goes here. But then the audio mixer is more used, at least in my case, because I've got the Rodecaster Pro 2. It's used to control what you hear rather than what the stream hears. Do reply me when you're free, Blobby. Okay, I will check DMs in a bit, right after this. Okay. Where was I? Yep. So yeah, this is usually for here, but you can also have this influence OBS. So let's say I want the music down. You can edit it on OBS, but if you have a mixer that's right next to your hand, you can solve it here as well. So this thing can do music down. This thing can do Discord up. down. But you have to mess with the MIDI. It's not built for it. It's not built for it. You have to know what you're doing, or you need to know somebody who knows what they're doing in order to set up the MIDI response so that the faders, when you push it up and down, it influences OBS and not your headphones. Yeah, slide into my DMs. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's about it really. So you don't really need a mixer, which is why a lot of audio interfaces don't have mixers. I'll show you in a moment. Audio interface. This is the most popular audio interface currently. Yeah, I don't recommend it, but it is the most popular. Scarlett 212. Focusrite Scarlett 212, 4th generation. Wow. Okay, so this is, oh my goodness. I don't want to open developer tools and I don't want your cookies. Okay. Scarletts are crap? Yeah. I mean, there's so many driver issues. Yeah, I will get into that in a bit. So this thing doesn't have a mixer, and this is like the most recommended product on the market, right? And it's quite simple. You plug your mic in here, and the USB goes out into your PC. That's as simple as it gets. Of course, once it gets into your PC, which is why when you look at this diagram, if you expand on your PC, this is another thing to consider. If you expand into your PC, you have your drivers, right? Your audio drivers will then go into OBS. It's not just PC into OBS. It's technically, if you zoom in, it's PC drivers OBS, which is why Omega here is not recommending the Scarlett 212 because they have driver issues, which is this is where your issue will be. So if you understand this signal chain, right? So this is actually called a signal chain. So this is a signal chain. This is a signal chain because this is where the signal comes from. Right? This is speaking, you're speaking into the mic. And then this is where it comes out into someone else's headphones. So this is a signal chain. So when you're diagnosing an issue, your issue is somewhere along this chain. So let's say, I will get into that in a second, but for now we have drivers, right? So the audio interface doesn't necessarily have a mixer. So everything can be done on OBS. That is to answer your question. Sorry for going to a tangent, but actually I could have just answered your question by saying, yes, you can do everything through OBS. Mixers, they will do other things, but you need to know what they're doing. And most of the time you don't use them. Or you won't be using them. Yeah. Real quick. So signal chain, when you're diagnosing an issue, you have to see, okay, so is the issue between XLR mic and audio interface? So this is what happens here. So this, if you zoom in, this is cable, right? So if you have a cable issue, your issue will be over here. If you have a driver issue, your issue will be over here. This audio interface to PC technically is drivers, cable slash drivers, cable slash drivers. Yeah, so you have cable slash drivers into PC. Then after that, PC drivers into OBS. And then OBS. Okay, so even to OBS, right? If you zoom into OBS, OBS actually goes to your ISP. ISP, then ISP to Twitch. So you need to understand your issue also if you want to diagnose your issue. So let's say my issue is no audio, which is the most popular issue, no audio. Which is the worst, is both the worst issue and also the most common issue. The reason why it's the worst issue is that it could be anything. It could be anything along the signal chain. The reason why you have no audio, it could be the cable, it could be the drivers, it could be your mic's broken, it could be your PC is out, your PC is not turned on. Yeah. It could be Twitch is down, which happened the other day, recently actually. It could be So I see this also sometimes in like Twitch chat. Sometimes people are like double audio, right? Sometimes the viewer is like, "Hello streamer, I have double audio. I have double audio," and it's because in the browser you have two tabs open for the same stream. So the issue in this case is over here. Have you tried unplugging, replugging, or plugging into the USB port? Exactly. Yeah, but sometimes this happens. I've had. I'm not making fun of anyone. This has happened to me. I have said double audio sometimes, and then I realize it's two tabs. Or I say stream muted, and then I realize that I muted the tab. So it can be the viewer issue also. But yeah. Okay, so real quick, we're gonna go into an ad break. While I get some water, use the washroom, and also I need to check DMs. But yeah, this is pretty much it's not, I wouldn't call it a masterclass, but like this is like my sketch explanation of how audio works. Okay, RB. See you in 3 minutes. Hello. I'm back. Welcome back from the ads, everybody. Okay, where was I? Yeah, that was my quick audio lesson. Uh, if you want, I mean, I don't think this is worth saving, but I'm just gonna save it just in case. I'll probably clean this up and maybe I'll post it on Twitter. I don't know. I haven't decided. There are, I mean, I'm quite afraid to post it on Twitter because there are a lot of people who, I mean, while I feel that it can help a lot of people, I feel that at the same time, there are a lot of people in the VTubing scene that are very good at doing audio troubleshooting and also audio setups and mixing and all that. And they put out free content. Let me just shout someone out. Why not? Let me look for it. So like over here, Twitter coffee run x.com. That's not what I wanted. Okay, I'm gonna put his name in chat. This guy here, oops, this guy here, Coffee Run. Coffee Run does a lot of free audio guides. Definitely give him a follow. There's a lot of free audio guides, and he's very responsive to comments under his guides as well. And he's just generally all around nice guy. He's at Off Kai right now, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. So this guy puts out like what I just did, but like a lot better. And also he does a much better job at explaining why expensive mics are. Actually, why not read? Let's just read something together, since we're here already. Search expensive. Let me see if I can find his thread. Uh, 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 alternatives, maybe? Alternatives. Top. I can't find it at the moment, but it's okay. He has it somewhere. If you look into it, you can probably find it. One second. Let me hit the BRB screen real quick. Okay. Yeah. I don't know how that suddenly turned into like an audio talk, but it did. Uh, let's see here. But yeah, if you have any questions about like streaming or even like, I don't know, what I used to do, like tarot card, I generally don't get into tarot cards because uh I didn't have the best experience with it. I actually spent like 2 years as a tarot card reader and it was very stressful. you just listen to people's problems all day. Like, yeah, sure, you get paid, but it takes a toll on your mind. Uh, so after 2 years, I quit. Uh, but yeah, it was a good job while it was a thing, I guess. I also like sold like a lot of fountain pens, a lot of like fancy stuff. In the past, I had a lot of jobs because I left school early. So there's that. Where is it? Oh my goodness, did my mouse just run out of battery? No, it's fine. I thought they just pick a card normally. What do you mean? No, for like tarot card readings, you kind of like they kind of have to tell you about their problems to some extent because like otherwise what are you reading for, right? Uh I understand what you're talking about, like some of the one card readings that you see at like festivals, carnivals, whatever. But these are more like at least when I did it, my style was a lot more like less esoteric and more like therapy session, which also probably amplified the stress by a lot. I will be honest. But that was my style and that was what I was good at the time. Yeah. The main reason why I don't go into it is because I'm super rusty. I'm very rusty. Yeah, I did a reading like last year, I think. I did a reading last year and I was like struggling to get it done. Because a friend really wanted it. But I was like, okay, well, I can try, but it's gonna suck. Yeah. So there's tarot cards and for fountain pens. Well, fountain pens are just I have been looking for a nice uh flexible nib fountain pen, but it seems like modern fountain pens have still not solved the flow issue after so many years, which really frustrates me. You have to modify your pen like crazy to have it work like a calligraphy pen. Whereas in the past, vintage pens could do it and have no issue with the ink flow. But my handwriting, let's see if I can save this. Save as sound rant. Okay, let's have a new page. So like my handwriting is cursive because that's how it helped like me understand like the bias better also. But I actually learned how to write cursive when I was in college because then I could uh write faster, like finish my essays faster. Because we only had like 1.5 hours to write everything down during the exams. So like this is a phrase that you see a lot when people test fondant pens is the quick brown fox. The quick brown fox, what does he do? He jumps over the lazy dog. Oh gosh, that's terrible. Lazy dog. The reason why you do this is because it has all the alphabets. All the alphabets. Yeah. Which, by the way, a bit of a life hack. If you want your handwriting to look nice, let's say if you have really bad handwriting, I have really bad handwriting to be honest. It looks nice, but like if you compare this to like the standard for cursive, this is terrible. And this is because I learned how to write cursive by myself. Um, if you want your handwriting to look nice all of a sudden, you slow down and then write in all capitals. You basically turn on your caps lock IRL, and your handwriting gets a little bit better. Better. Yeah, but they taught us how to write in cursive as a kid, but I completely forgot how. Yeah, I think when I was in school, it was quite far past that. I think we ditched it very early on. Uh, but yeah, we also learned how to write Mandarin. Like Mandarin also has like, oh my gosh, me see if I can write Meng. No, that's not correct. Is it 1, 2, 8, sing? Oh, this is terrible. But this is like thought, idea, or dream, I think. This is Mandarin. We had to learn it a lot. Like 一个人 one person. But okay, so there's something very interesting about Mandarin also, is that I'll show you something cool. So Mandarin as a language is very strange because you say, okay, you don't actually say, so you don't actually say 一个人, like one person. This is wrong. You say, I don't know how to write this, but it's basically 一位. W-E-I. I'm just gonna call it W-E-I because I don't know how to write the word. Let me look it up. 两位 two people. Oh my goodness. 两位 Oh, wei is very easy to write actually. Wait, where's wei? Yeah. So the interesting thing is like here. Yeah, you don't say one person, you say you don't say 一个人, you say 一位. Wei is like people, I guess. Whereas like 人 is person, like human. So you write 一位 is, yeah. But you don't say 二位 is wrong, even though is 2. So this is 2, right? But this is wrong because you're supposed to say 两位. I don't know why, but this happens for 2 in Mandarin. For some reason, we have 2 versions of 2. And one of them is correct to use in certain circumstances, and one of them is wrong to use in certain circumstances. So that's also very interesting. It spells horse, ma. 4 different meanings because of tone. Yeah. Like the word will be different. So like ma is very easy to write actually. I think it's like this. Okay, this is probably not it, but ma character Mandarin. So there's a few versions of ma. There's, yeah, so this is the 4 ways of ma is, this is ma, this is ni. Then here, oh my god, my handwriting is like the worst. So this is ma with a 1 tone. This is the tone. Ma. Then horse is okay, but before we go into horse, we have the other ma, which is here. Ma is, this type of ma is ma, which is, it's got this V on top of it, right? The reason why it's got this V is because like it's got like question mark. This particular one means like what kind of. This one is mother. And then this one, horse. Horse character Mandarin. And then ma is just, the horse ma is just ma. Okay, it's very confusing because it's so because of the four tones, right? But then some tones can have two different meanings. So this ma is horse, right? But this ma is like it's got a ko. Ni hao ma, right? So this is like question. So you actually end up with more than four words. You end up with more than four meanings because they have more than four tones. But there's actually some logic to it, to the language, which I will now apply. So this is ma, ma, ma. This is horse, right? Then this is ma, ma. This is mother. This is. It's kind of like a verbal tick. I'm gonna be real. Ma is like. It actually is kind of it functions like a question mark. It's like yeah, question mark. So like ni hao ma is like, how do I say? Ni is looks like this. Then how? Then ma is like this, right? So this is like you good. So actually, like this translates to you good. Like you doing all right. So then, so like this is you and this is good. So what does this do? This is actually like a question mark. Because we don't have question marks in, well, we do have question marks in Mandarin, but like this is like a version of it. Hey Miyoto, we're doing Mandarin. I never thought I'd ever use this ever back in school, but we do. So this is interesting because this is so the reason why we have a ma, so this looks like a horse, right? So the reason why this is mother is because this is like female, which I think is this, if I'm not wrong. This is engine design. Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, this is female. So this is our version. This is the Chinese version of this symbol. This is a mouth. Ko. Ko is mouth. So it's like, yeah, like you good, yeah. If I had to explain it, yeah, you good, yeah. Ni hao ma, you good, yeah. Is if you want to have like every single word translated, but it just direct like so like contextualize it is like you good. It just turns into you good. So if you remove the ma, you remove the question mark, which is very strange. It becomes you good, like you're good. It doesn't even mean you're good. It just means you good, which is like, huh? Yeah. Well, that's Mandarin. Uh yeah, ko is also, this is ko. So like another thing is that like another thing is that for Mandarin is like there's two versions also. There's traditional Mandarin, which Taiwan and China are very familiar with, I think. I'm not sure. And like the rest, there's simplified Mandarin. So I learned simplified. This is simplified Mandarin. It's simplified because it's easier to write. If you can believe this, if you can believe this is supposed to be the easy version, which I didn't, and I still don't, but it is. Actually no, I believe it's easier. It's just because like traditional Chinese looks insane. Uh, yeah. There's also the strokes matter a lot. Like, this happens in like any language that is like Mandarin, Korean, and Japanese. The strokes matter a lot. So this is step one. Then this is step two. Then this is step three. You have to do it in this order. And this is the really interesting thing. You have to do it in this order, otherwise the handwriting will look terrible. So you can't just draw it. And the strokes actually help you remember what it is. So ko is always like, this is step 1, ko. Then this is step 2, and then this is step 3. Yeah. It's a bit strange. Like, but there's rules to it also. Like you always do left to right, up to down. So like ni is, this is first, this is second, this is third, or rather yeah, it's the same word. So this is third, then this is fourth, then this is fifth, this is 6, 7. And I learned this when I was a kiddo. I think it's very interesting. Didn't like how I was I just didn't like how I was taught, honestly. I think the language, there's nothing wrong with the language. I think there's nothing wrong with the schooling system also. It's just there was a lot of pressure to succeed in school growing up. And that pressure kind of cracked in college and I dropped out. But it was good while it was a thing. Like while I was in school, I was in the education system, I was alright. I was pretty good. But then I dropped out. One day I just cracked and I was like, I can't do this no more. And I left. And now I'm a VTuber. But it's more of a hobby than anything else, but yeah. I've been meeting kids from China. I want to major this project. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I'll be honest, it is harder to learn. Like, okay, so the standard, like the testing standard, right? If you don't believe me, so like, uh, so in America you have the SATs, right? So we have the GCSE. So when we were studying this, it's about the same age. So we have GCSE O's, right? O levels. Then after that you have A levels, which I think is something else. I don't know what the American equivalent is, but we have A levels after O levels. This is kind of like junior college, before uni. Before uni. Then after that you have uni. Um so when I was studying O levels, I was looking at the SAT questions and I was like, bruh, this can we have this instead? We wanted this because like we wanted this so badly because the SAT questions are just easier. The O-level questions is a lot harder. So it's actually harder. So if you can believe it, it's actually harder to score well for English outside of the USA because the standards for teaching it is simply higher. And you can still fail SATs, yeah. I mean, I don't want to shame anyone. Like education, the accessibility to education is not equal. As much as we try to like the governments try to make it be. Some people, yes, there are some people that just choose not to study, but there's some people who really can't. Like, so I don't discriminate. Like it was bad because like we had there's a bit of an elitism problem where I come from. There's a bit of an elitism problem where I come from, so I try not to let it get. I try not to get influenced by it. Um, so if someone didn't do like some people don't even finish this. Some people just they they don't finish high school. It's because this is like high school, right? Yeah, some people just don't finish high school and that's just how it is. Like they have to help their parents with the business or they need to take care of a family member and that's just and it's unfortunate. And yeah, I try not to be elite. This is bad. This makes me sad. This is a problem with my family more than community, which made you cry during college. I can understand that. Yeah. You think in the US where regardless of what you do, you're guaranteed to graduate high school. What? Wait. So as long as you attend, you can graduate. Is that what I'm understanding? Huh. called No Child Left Behind. I've heard of this. No Child Left Behind. I thought they got rid of it. That was like it was introduced a really long time ago, right? It was like the Reagan era, if I remember correctly. Wow. That is an interesting system. It's amended somewhat, but it still works. Okay. Is it good? Like, does it actually help people? I would imagine it does because like at the end of the day you at least get your certificate, right? Like your high school cert. At least you get your high school cert and then you can go get like from here you go get a job, right? That's what I think. Yeah, that's how I imagine it to be. But yeah. Uh oh. This has actually been quite a nice just yapping stream. So you have a problem in the US that after COVID people graduated high school with no literacy skills. I heard that. I heard about that. Uh I don't know what to think about that. I think COVID was a terrible time. Like, well, I think it's quite crazy, but yeah. I have a friend who's illiterate actually. I have a friend who can't read. Uh, okay, when I was younger, I made fun of him. I'll be honest, but now we're very good. We're on very good terms now, and I'm very sorry for being mean when I was younger. But yeah, like I have a friend who can't read, and he's a babysitter. He's a really good babysitter actually. So I feel that even if you can't finish school, you are okay. You'll be fine. Might help, but basically shows that anybody can get it, devaluing the diploma's merit for those who work for it. Yeah, I guess. I guess. So actually, in that case, if everyone can pass high school, then how do the colleges like choose? Is it like pass with a C? Do they pass with a C? Like maybe they just pass with a C instead of A. Then like the colleges would pick the A students. Or is like the high school cert the same? Because for O levels we have A to F grades for each of our subjects. And if you fail too many times, you retake. Yeah. Shucks. 1 second. Oh. Passing grade is C, but no, you can still get Fs and get a diploma. Attend community college, selective college. Also, community colleges have to take you in. That's interesting. Huh. Wow. That's actually quite nice. You can still go to college? Okay, so back to here, right? So like we have oh my goodness. So we have over here, we have like in high school, we have high school, we have O levels, and we have N levels, right? This is a 4-year program. This is a 5-year program. After that, O levels. From O levels, you go to A levels, and then you go to uh O levels into A levels into uni, right? It used to be that after N levels you can't go to uni, so which is really messed up because at like age 11, right? At age 11, you are basically told that hi, you can't go to uni. That's how things used to be. At like age 11 or age 12, you're told that oh you are screwed. You can't go to uni unless you do really well. And then if you do really well, you can go to you can go from N levels to O levels, like on your third year or your fourth year. Which I have friends who did that, but yeah. So it used to be really hard to get into uni, but now it's a lot easier, which I think is good. Uh, but yeah. So the idea that everyone can attend university or like college is a very foreign idea to me. I'll be real, but I think it's a good idea because this is very demoralizing. Imagine that you're like 12 and then you're told like, "Hey kiddo, you're done." It's terrible. Yeah. Improve things in life that they didn't get a chance to. Yeah, for sure. I mean, imagine that. Like at 12, it's already decided. At 12, it's already decided that, hey boy, you didn't do too well for your primary school, your elementary school didn't do too well, so you're never going to uni. That's how it used to be. Uni allocation was like 90% in the past. It used to be 90% O levels, A levels, sorry, and like maybe 10% from like other sources. So it's not even this, it's like probably from other sources make up the 10%. Yeah. So yeah, I like the idea of the No Child Left Behind. Of course, implementation is different and the reality is different, but I like the idea of it. How it is, I actually don't know. And even this system, like we actually had this system for a very long time, and we turned out all right in terms of like as a society as a whole. So I don't know if it needs changes. Well, we are changing it, so I still think it's a good thing. Yeah, get a water sip, sip sip. Also, it helps to like part of contextualizing it also is you have to understand that the nation of Singapore is like this is our 60th year, right? So SG is celebrating 60 years of existing. So 60 years ago we didn't exist. So uh we are definitely, in order to create a functioning country that does all right over, it's because 60 years is actually really young for a country. Like for most countries, most societies, 60 years is like super super young. Like America is like, how old is America? Where's my mouse? My mouse disappeared. Did it run out of battery? Nope, it's here. It's just bugging out because, okay, here. Age of America. Yeah, it's like 200 to 300 years old. So like the USA is like 200 to 300 years. So we we took some shortcuts. We took some shortcuts, I'll be real. Uh I would say it worked overall. Do I support it? Not really. Old, the old emote. I love the old emote. Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that about like pressures from your family, Miyoto. I feel that we have a lot of like we have a lot of that here as well. So like you have outside pressure from society and you have pressure from like your own family. And you know, while we are all Asians and like everyone's like you gotta be a doctor or a lawyer. Or both. Yeah. It's not very nice. I wanted to be, what did I want to be when I was young? I think I wanted to be a firefighter. I think. Because like I lived, because my school School. My school was right next to the fire station. It was like the same block. Yeah. So I saw like I got to see the fire station a lot when I was young. That's probably why I wanted to be a firefighter, because like I didn't know there was anything else. I didn't know I could be a perfumer, or I could be, I don't know, I could be a tarot card reader, or I could be in sales, I guess. I guess that's my best job description right now, is probably in sales. But yeah, I've been yapping for a while. I hope I'm not boring y'all, but uh we have got a lot of interesting stuff. Totally said I wanted to be a VTuber when I was younger before I was thing. Yeah. Yeah, you wanted yeah, we before it was cool. I was wanting to be a VTuber before it was cool, man. I wanted to be a VTuber when I was 4. You know what the crazy thing is? In the future, we're probably going to meet people who are like, in the future, we're probably going to meet people who are like, what did you want to be when you were young? Oh, I wanted to be a YouTuber. And like, they're young enough to like have had YouTube when they were young. Oh god, I feel old. I'm old. Ah. It's happening now? No! No! I refuse to believe it. It's kind of true though. Like Jack Doherty is like Omega young. He's like, is he even 20? I don't even know if Jack Doherty is like 20. But yeah, I don't know. We had PewDiePie. We didn't have as many options back then. We had PewDiePie. Oh, people are pinging me. Wait. Oh, yeah, Markipliers. Yeah, yeah, Markipliers. He's 23. Oh my goodness. Dude, something gave me an existential crisis recently. You know, like I've been listening to Beautiful Things a lot, right? And like Benson Boone, I thought he was old, but no, he's like Omega Young. He's 22. Wait, no, that can't be right. I thought he was 24. Huh. Yeah, he's like really young, and he's only been singing for like 4-ish years, I think. He's only been singing for 4 years, and he's like a rock star. I don't know what to think of that. It kind of gave me a bit of existential crisis. I'm gonna be real. And then I realized that not everyone has to be this person. I can just be Blobby, and that comforts me a little bit. Nothing makes you more stressed than someone the same age as you more successful. Yeah, but like this guy's like even younger. I'm 28. I'm old. Yeah. Yeah, Benson Boone is cool though. I like him. He's a cool guy. Until, well, eventually, if you're in the public light for long enough, you'll probably get cancelled. Eventually. Love how the minute you enter your 20s, you're old on the internet. It's true. Yeah. Like, the moment you enter your 20s, people are like, haha, unk, unk. Now you're 20, when you're like late 20s to like 30s, they're like, hag, hag. I'm hip, I'm cool, I swear. Yeah, I'm a VTuber. I'm hip, I'm cool. How do you do, fellow, fellow teenagers? Is that how the meme went? But yeah. Let me just shill this guy while I'm at it, actually. Like, since I have his tab open. I really like this guy. His name is Chew. He does. He's the one who did this emote, the glitch. Let me see. Can I gigantify my own emote for free? I think I can, right? I did it the other day. Glitch. Glitch. Yeah. Yeah, this guy is like super popular. This guy works so hard. He actually streams. So if you want to watch him like work on stuff, like he streams quite often, quite regularly, and he works on his stuff like on stream, and he just vibes. It's actually it's quite a nice place to be. I'll be real. Like his streams are quite a nice vibe, and you get to see him like um animate frame by frame. Uh, I ordered two recently. I ordered the gun. I ordered the gun, and I ordered the shake. Oh, look at it. It's googly. It's like, ah, help. Yeah. Very cool guy. Very cool guy. But it should be redeemed for shake. Yeah. Honestly, like I if I don't have enough emote slots, I will probably just make shake a alert, which I should probably text him about it actually. If I need to let him know in advance because if you want things made for alerts, like apparently it's not the same. When I first like started like getting things done, like my alerts and my emotes, I thought emote size and alert size is fine. You just scale it up, right? That's like what I think. Just scale it up for it, but it's not true. Uh, I asked like the artist who did my alert. I'm like, can I have this as an emote? It's like, yeah, but I have to redo it. I'm like, what? I paid for it, but I was surprised. Yeah, it was rigging or something. Yeah. Also, like, it's not made to be that big. Yeah, so there's that. Oh yeah, I was actually oh my goodness, like an hour ago I wanted to talk about this. Okay, I'm not gonna look at my don't look at my stats. I wanted to see this. That's my first stream. Huh? I'm supposed to have my first stream somewhere. My first stream is in November. That can't be right. October. There we go. My first stream was in October. October 2nd, actually, apparently. So that's where I'm gonna have my anniversary, I guess. Blobby analytics, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna get into this too much, but yeah. Hey, I'm live. Yeah, this website is very cool. If you're live, it will say streaming now. Yeah. But I don't worry about the numbers too much. It's good to keep track of, but like if like the sample size is so small and you're just starting out, that's like you can't base anything off anything. You think people watching the first stream? No, that's not it. Go back. That was it. Oh, that's 18 hours watched. And that's probably me. That's 18 hours watched and it's probably me on my iPad, like so that I can look at chat. My setup was very different back then. Yeah. But yeah, I don't worry about this. If like to all the new streamers or the people who want to be streamers in the future, don't worry about this. This is just these are just numbers. If you're like mega big and your income relies on this, then yeah, sure, look at it all you want and stress over it all you want. But if your income doesn't rely on it, which mine doesn't, I'm not gonna stress. But yeah. I was looking at Freighterworks just now. They've run out of names. This one's just called Woodall. You have patchouli, you have magenta, and you have wood doll. I guess I wonder what it is. Maybe it's wood. What on earth are these names, dear? Yeah, this is where I buy from. These are like uh what's it called? These people are from New Zealand and they're very cool people. I hope to work with them one day. But for now I just buy stuff from them. I will probably go to them for like they have a service. Contract compounding. I'll probably go to them for this. Pricing and sample. Probably sponsored by Woodall. Let's see who came up with this actually. Wait, let me try and figure out. I think I would say that Firminish came up with this. Let's see which company it did. Oh. Oh, it's Afraid It Works. Okay, so these guys came up with it. My bad. I still think it's a weird name though. But I'm very happy that I'm very happy that you got the copyright before any of the other companies thought of it. Woodall. Oh my goodness, it's got its own cast number. Wait. This is its own molecule. Wow. These guys are getting upgrades, man. But yeah. I haven't seen this in a while. I haven't been working on perfumes in a while. I've been quite burnt out, I'm gonna be honest. I was like having a cycle. Like this was the cycle. And I think some people can relate to this. It was like do do too much, right? I was like do too much, become burnt out, which becomes nothing done, which then becomes beat yourself up, beat self, and then do too much and then get burnt out, get nothing done, beat self, do too much, get burnt out, get nothing done, beat self. So honestly, like something that I've learned a lot this year is to be kind to yourself. Because if you're kind to yourself, uh if you're kind to yourself, you're a lot less likely to be pressured to do too much. And if you're not pressured to do too much, you won't get burnt out. And if you don't get burnt out, you get things done. So yeah, that's kind of how I've been feeling. Like for like the first half of this year, it's gonna be different. 2025 starts now. uh, yeah, it's hard to find a good middle ground. Yeah, for sure. But I think it's probably better to beat yourself up less, to not beat yourself up enough, than to beat yourself up too much. So I would say like probably err on the beat yourself up less, yeah, side of things. Mm, okay, so today I'm not actually sure what I have planned today. I wanted this to be a long stream. Oh, okay, hold on. You have a hand camera to film the process of perfumes normally? Yes, I do. I can't turn it on at the moment, but this is what it looks like. I had it during my debut. Wait, let me close this, and then I'll look for it in my files. Yeah, we had Twitch chat makes perfume on my debut day. This is what it looks like. It looks like this. It's a top-down camera. That's me almost spilling a bottle. Now red vibes. Yeah, probably because of the gloves. I don't wear the gloves all the time because of heat. It's just way too hot. Same with the whole lab outfit thing, but I'm very happy that I have it. For like more professional videos or something like that, or if I have to like actually show this to a company and be like, can I get a job, please? This is very helpful, I guess. It would make things look a bit better, but it will also make things look a bit better if I cleaned up, if I tidy up my space a bit more. But yeah, that is what it looks like. This is returning soon, TM. Shows you know what you're doing, I guess. Kind of, yeah. Kind of. So that is what I've been working behind the scenes to make sure that I can come back and do perfume streams in a more sustainable way. Because in the past, I would like try very hard to get a completed product, and then I would stress, and then I would become like sad, and then eventually I just don't want to touch it. That's what happened here. But yeah. Okay, so how am I feeling today? It's always nice to pause and ask yourself that, I guess. Planning to series for YouTube Shorts? Yeah, that's actually that clip that I showed just now is actually is partially edited. It's cut a little bit. It's not fully edited yet, but I'm actually working on it. Honestly, I might stream a lot more of like random stuff. Uh, cause like if I show you my Da Vinci. So for those who don't know what this is Da Vinci Resolve. I will show it in the screen in a moment once it finishes loading. So, oh gosh. Okay, we have a problem. Huh. Okay, to show you why I'm panicking. To show you why I'm panicking, look at this. I was cleaning out my drive earlier today and I probably deleted the clips. When I opened it up, I was like, hold on. I'm cooked. I have everything backed up, so I'm not too stressed. But but yeah, this was very alarming to see when it's first opened up. Yeah, I can put the clips back in and it'll all be good. But yeah, that was scary for like a short second there. But yeah, I did my things on DaVinci Resolve. CapCut is good. If you CapCut is good, honestly. There's nothing wrong with CapCut. I just learned this instead of CapCut. That's just how it is. How it ended up being. But yeah. And for my photos, I just edit everything on Krita, which is a free program. This is how I make my memes. Let's see here. Open recent. Where's my Krita files? Stuff made for socials. Haha. Yeah, this is the It Is Wednesday, my dudes. I let DaVinci Resolve first, for whatever reason, started running slowly. I see. Yeah. It is a bit demanding. I have heard people tell me that yeah, it can be a bit demanding at times. And it can crash a lot. Which I've never had it crash yet, but I can imagine it's quite scary for you to work on a project and then like it just crashes and you're like, oh. But yeah, I make all my memes on Krita. It is Wednesday, my dudes, and I purposely posted it on a Saturday. Just to mess with people because I felt a bit cheeky. Okay, we have ads in a minute. I'm gonna pop it early, and I'm gonna get some more water, and then we'll see how I feel afterwards. But yeah, hit the BRB screen. I'll see you in 3 minutes. And we're back. We're back. I had a couple games downloaded. Let's see here. Oh. Okay, let me. I have a standing desk. So I've been standing for the last 2 hours. I'm gonna sit down. Oh. 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 Everyone's been playing Clear Obscure, and I'm wondering if I should just go and get it. But I don't think I have the stamina to play it for long periods of time. So I don't know how I feel about that. Let's see here. I'm gonna lean back a bit. Not comfy. Or comfy like. Do we want comfy game or do we want interesting game? Or do I just want to rest maybe? Coin toss? Okay, I got a bottle cap. Hits is stay, tails is end stream and rest. Okay, it is tails. Let's find someone to raid. Uh, I think it's the responsible thing to do also, because as much as I want to like stay online and stream more, I still have to think about next week, because next week I'm gonna make a schedule for next week, and like I don't want to like destroy my voice because it's actually starting to hurt a little bit. I think it's also because like yesterday is like karaoke. I'm still like recovering from it, so yeah. Let's see what's online. Do I want? Ooh. Okay, so something about this particular time slot is that not a lot of people are awake at this time slot. But I think I want to rate Shinzo Aris, who's playing Elden Ring Night Rain. So this is the raid message. We have Blobby Raid. Oops. We have Blobby Raid. Dino Dance. We have the Dino Dance version, and we have Blobby Dance. So whichever one you happen to have, you can use. We're gonna rate Shinzo Aris. He's a very cute model. I really like his model. And he's playing Elden Ring Night Rain, and I kind of want to watch it so that I can kind of have a better idea of do I want to buy Night Rain. So I'm gonna raid into Shinzo Aris. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. I'll see you sometime next week. And I hope Shinzo Aris has fun times. I think he's playing with people. But generally, it's comfy times with Shinzo. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.